what a grunt game. We played with grit. We didn't shoot around well today, and I thought that we were flat. And I shared that with them during shoot around. And then we came out and we were pretty flat as we started. And everybody's desperate. Everybody's playing at a high level. And you can't take anybody for granted. And we certainly wasn't taking anybody for granted. We just couldn't get our legs underneath us. We just kept pouring into them, and they ended up doing some fun things. And loved the fact that we just didn't drop our head when we heard tough news about how our effort wasn't good enough. It's a sign of a team that's trying to get better and trying to hear what we're trying to tell them. And really, really proud of their efforts today.
We'll take questions for student athletes. Please raise your hand when I call on you, state your name and your outlet.
Dan Shaw, I'm WJPZ. So this is for you. Career high 5 steals today. Just what went into that, and just how were you so aggressive today on the court?
I think just when we're trying to come back, the defensive and side of the ball is where we always make that comeback. So it's just trying to be, pressure the ball defensively, fly around, that kind of thing. I think that's where we came back into the game. So I really focused on that.
Georgia, Maddie with Syracuse.com. 21 points. Third time this year you've had 20 points in a game. I want to specifically talk about the three-pointer in that fourth quarter that kind of gave you guys not just the lead, but a little bit of a cushion. What did you see on the ability to get that open look so late in the game?
Sophie made a great drive, and I just moved with the ball, and she hit me. And it was just kind of that energy shot. We've been working really hard on defense, and we're getting through our offenses. So, when you're playing like that, that shot just feels so much easier, and it went down. And it gave me good energy. It felt nice for it to drop. But really, Sophie, that was a great pass. So that's what got it open. I just had to shoot it.
Noah Nussbaum, Daily Orange. Sanaya, my question's for you. You guys slowed down Wake Forest in the paint in the second half. What do you think you guys started doing that led to that?
I think, like Coach says, just getting off of her and reading what she's doing. I think it's just a foot race, as she would say. So I took advantage of that.
Adam Gipsy, Citrus TV. For any of you three, 12 players got into the game today. Did you guys feel pressure down the stretch, or was there any sort of, extra anything with you guys as you guys made that fourth quarter surge?
We always talk about being ready, and everyone was ready. Everyone knew Izza went out today, and we knew next person up, and that's kind of the mentality we had. And the next person came in the game, the next person came in the game, and that's what we know we can do and we rely on. So I think that's what we did, and we just stayed ready.
Yeah. This is for any one of you three. Olivia Schmidt got quite a number of minutes today. First time she played since the UVA game. What did you guys see out of her, and what she was able to do for you guys to kind of create some offense and give you guys maybe a little bit of a different look than you guys have had throughout this year?
I think Liv's just a bundle of energy when she hits the floor every single time, without fail. So she really is. She's just always ready to come on, bring that defensive pressure. Even if she did get a few fouls, I think that defensive pressure was really where she turned the game around for us. And then offensively, being able to just slow down and poise offensively to make the right pass, make the right calls, that kind of thing. I think she was really impressive today.
Yes.
Sam Fetterman, News Magician, guys. For any of you, coming off your best offensive performance of the season, 93 points. Very high scoring game, then you kind of get into a slugfest, and you're able to win both of those games in two completely different ways. What does that say about the development of this team throughout the season?
I would say that we're just versatile. We have so many players, so many options, so many assets. I think us just finding different ways to be efficient and effective. It's just what we're looking for.
Gino with WJPZ. So now I have a question for you. Wake Forest came out in this game first quarter, first 17 points they had, 14 of them came within the paint. What did you guys need to do to kind of shut down in that painted area and start getting some stops down low?
I think they were very physical, and they were just getting a little too deep. So I think, like I said, it was just a foot race and trying to match that physicality on the back end.
Jackson Breslin, the News House. Coach, this one is for you. Oh, sorry. So for the players then, going into the game, going into the fourth quarter down 2 points, what was said to you in that huddle going into the final quarter to kind of get you that final push?
What did you say?
I think we kind of even at halftime before, the fourth quarter, we hadn't played good basketball, and we're still in the game. We're down by 5 points. So I think just knowing that and being able to play as a team and stay together in that moment was kind of what the message was. Just keep defensive pressure up and then slow down offensively and find our shots, and I think that's what we did.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Chiefs or Eagles? Eagles? Chiefs, Eagles? Eagles? Okay.
They all scared of Lexi.
All right, we'll take questions for Coach Jackson.
Coach Griffin Marcy with WAER Sports. In the first half, it really seemed like the guards struggled to feed the bigs in the post. Would you credit that to more bad passing by the guards or a good job by the bigs positioning on the inside?
But it could be defense on their part. I thought their guards are really efficient. Like, they play against everybody in our conference, and they hold them to low point production. I think there's only one game that they actually had a blowout situation. The team that we lost to by 40, they beat Boston College. So I think a credit is the defense. They really are. Their top five is pretty darn good. And I thought that we really panicked. We always talk about 2 dribbles past the screen before we even think about making a pass, and we were passing the ball with almost a half a dribble. Our pigs aren't ready to make that catch yet, and now you got to catch it on the fly, and then you got to find the other help and your player. That was kind of hard for Kyra and any of our bigs, but once we slowed the game down in our head and got that extra dribble in, we were able to manage their defense and be more efficient.
Alex Ramon, WAER. Coach, Wake Forest coming in the game, one of the worst rebounding teams in the country, and you guys won the battle by just one, but Wake Forest led that battle for most of the game. So what did you see from your rebounding that maybe improved over the course of the game, and what do you want to see more from them in the future?
Go get it. Just like we were holding people off and think that we were doing something. Instead of, now you got to go pursue that rebound. They tracked it, they saw it, but they stood there. And that's what the last piece is the pursuit. And we work on that all the time, but they were so physical. And they felt like even though they had inside position, that they still had to be in a fight, and you don't. You want to stay behind you, and you're taller, you go in and pursue it, we can have more of an opportunity. I'm pretty, 40 is my magic number, whether we shoot 60% last game or not, but I think that that's one thing that I'm going to really work on with those guys is the pursuit of the rebound after the box out.
Charlie Fellows, WAER. You guys came out in a zone at points during the first quarter. What were you looking to see from that, and what made you go away from it?
Well, that's what we stand for. We love our matchup, but they kind of shot us out of it. They're moving so much, and they do coach does a great job of her offensive segments are really awesome. And so we just really couldn't find her players. And so if we keep somebody in front of them, we felt like we had a better chance. And then we started playing player to player. Then next thing you know, we hard hedge, and the big slipped. And next thing you know, their big versus our point guard didn't look like a match. And then we changed it up a couple more times, and that seemed to be the answer.
Noah Nussbaum, Daily Orange. You guys gave up 36 points in the paint overall. I guess just what was your team doing that led to that?
Standing behind them and letting her catch it, and that's not who we are. They really did an amazing job of fighting hard for that position, and what we try to do is battle that aggressiveness. And what we needed to do is she battles hard. We let her go and get in front of her and stay 6'6", wingspan. We got them. The fight doesn't have to be a fight. The fight has to be a thinking game. And we were so emotionally drained that we started physically fighting them, and now they win. And so when Sanaya came in, she understood the assignment. She knew that when they catch the ball, let her catch it, and then next thing you know, she traveled 3 times in a row. Get off of her. And so we'll get better in that regard. We weren't prepared for Izza not to be in there because they work in segments, and she lost her buddy out there, and then Sanaya came and saved the day.
Coach, I asked the players, but I also want to hear your perspective about putting Olivia in the game. And I think it was the second quarter when you first had her in. 12 minutes. What did you see out of her and her ability to kind of use some of that energy that they were talking about to your advantage?
I just think that it was her time to get a chance, and they're all on scholarship, right? And the biggest asset we had was Lexi, who didn't play, the only one that didn't play. But she was the one that was sharing with us what we should consider doing. She's the reason why we went out into flex screen offense in the first 5 minutes of the game. And so she's communicating what she sees out there as well. Liv got the opportunity to get on the court. Jello got the opportunity last game for significant minutes. And, you know, whoever's showing up in practice is the one we're going to go with. And they know it's not personal. I love them all the same. But at the end of the day, against a particular team, we got to go with particular kids. And Liv's number was called, and she was locked on ready. Got to get her knocked down on some of those shots, though, because she can do it. And I think that she was kind of over anxious a little bit in that regard, but the energy she brought, we fed off of for sure.
Coach, 12 players into the game all in the first half. Was that a plan that you had going in, and what did you see out of your depth?
That's my style. You know, I like to play them all when they come to practice ready to go. In the last couple of practices, everybody seemed like they were giddy, ready to go, and energy, and holding everybody accountable, including myself. And let's go. We need a guard. Okay, let's try this guard. Let's try this big. You know, Journey and I had a great conversation a couple days ago, saying she locked on ready. Okay, prove it. This is a game. It's not like surgery. And so if somebody tell you you're ready, you're gonna find out if they are. And she went out there first time, didn't play well, gave her a second chance, and she helped us steady the ship. So I just think it's important that you give young people an opportunity to fly or fail. And most times, if you give them a chance, if you believe in them, they're going to fly.
Coach, you kind of mentioned that it felt like they didn't have it at some points today. Go down by 12, to be able to punch back, play it close, and then pull away in the end. It feels like a game that maybe you guys wouldn't have pulled out a couple months ago. What does that say about the development and growth of this team, that they were able to grind out this win?
We're getting better, and we're coming. We don't have any stopping us. Our young ladies are winning in that locker room. They're winning in practice. They're winning and their sisterhood and their communication with each other. And eventually it's going to show on the court, and lately it's been doing that. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of these young people. I can get emotional that, you know, we're dead in the water and no reason for them to fight like this. But they see their dreams against their mirror, and they say, let's just give it our best effort. And as long as they give the best effort, I'm going to give it my best effort. And together, I think we can. Thank you so much for all you do.